You got the wrong intro again, Jeff.
No, I didn't. I got the right one this time. I left the
No.
bear out.
Huh?
I left the bear out. I got
Oh,
the pick. And we are live. I left the bear. Oh, there it is. I knew I was hearing the echo. All right, today is like the thumbnail says, we're gonna chit chat about a little bit of everything and so forth. There is no one certain subject we're gonna talk about. So it's gonna be open from making matches to sending them into outer space. Yeah. We give you an idea. Today, they are saying that we are in a recession, but yet to listen to Capitol Hill, no, we're not. We have fallen below a certain standard for 2 quarters in a row now.
yep. And it's
They,
been a recession any other time.
oh,
Except
yeah,
for this time.
exactly. So, all right, here we go.
Hello, Sassy Cat.
See that? Y'all look good because it ain't gonna happen too many times.
Copycats in here. Rubber
Yeah,
Dan.
that's about it. Got 11 people up in here.
Oh, it takes a few sometimes.
Oh yeah.
As you know, YouTube doesn't let nobody know that you're actually going live at 6 o'clock. So
They won't even let me know.
yeah, I used to get notifications saying that I was going live in 30 minutes.
I did too.
I don't anymore.
That's a crying shame when they won't even let you know.
Yep.
But YouTube is rewriting the rules again, the way I understand. And you kind of put a video out earlier today that I think is pretty great. Kind of like a challenge to the community here. Is there a set limit or wide open?
It's wide open. That's why I like, because there a lot of times you'll see people do challenges and then they only invite like 3 YouTubers or whatever. I like to get everybody to do it because like this challenge, the prepping on a budget thing is if we like somebody that hardly does videos and decides, oh, I'm going to do a video, and they make a video and they have like really good ideas. We all learn from that. And
Exactly.
if everybody out there can save money on going out there and getting some prepping items or just food in general, that's a plus.
Hello, Georgia Prayers. JB.
That's why I had the whole thing was five. I gave 5 little things on how to or prepping on a budget, and the last one is community, because be it YouTube or Facebook or whatever, if you can get an idea from a community to do something like going and buying something somewhere really cheap, it's good.
It is. I mean, it saves a little bit of money to where you can use it, let's say, like for gas, the way gas has got. But yeah. And recipes, I think learning how to cook on open fire in a cast iron frying pan.
Oh yeah.
there are some frying pans out there you cannot use on an open fire. Your Teflon.
Well, aluminum,
Yeah.
because aluminum gets to a certain temperature and it releases a gas.
The chemicals that it's been made with. Hello, dog mom. I think a challenge should be we get our community up, that me and you are involved with right now. Sit down and talk like who wants to do this, who wants to do that, and so forth, and put a video out like that. And then that way somebody kind of put it all together. Hello, Nut House.
In that house.
Lisa. You take Ark Wildman. I can't think of nothing that man cannot do, to be straight up.
Yeah, I enjoy his little cookouts and stuff.
Yeah.
I like that area he was in. I was like, dang, I wish I'd find something like that. I'd get my metal detector out and go all around there.
Well, there's one man that I watch. Every Sunday he puts out a new video, Corporal's Corner. He is a good person to watch for camping and cooking out. He shows you ways how to build shelters, what type of fire pits and everything to build for the area that you're in. He's just a pretty good person all around.
Yeah, there's a guy I watch. He's over in Britain somewhere, or England, or wherever, over there somewhere, and he shows you how they did way back when, like in the 1400s, 1200s, or whatever it may be, but how they built things and how. Because he actually go and builds them with the same tools that they would have used, and like the grass huts and all this stuff. And then about toward the end of it, he cooks a meal the same way they would have, the same ingredients and stuff like that. And he doesn't say anything. Normally there's parts in there where they do every once in a while explain something, but usually all it is them sitting there building shelters or cabins or whatever it may be, and they do the cooking and stuff, and then they sit down and then they'll have a conversation.
Yeah.
And it's so relaxing.
Years ago, I watched a thing, I think it was on PBS, of a man cutting, splitting a log the way they did back in 1700s. They would make a wedge out of wood, and then they would find the center spot in a log, and then they would drive that wedge in there. And then they would keep driving different wedges all the way down the log where it would start to split to where he had half. They would make planks out of boards like that. And they would take a hand, I can't think of it, but it's the,
oh yeah.
Like that. And that's how they, yeah. That's how they would smoothen out the boards to make planks with to build with.
Yeah.
I'm sitting here thinking, a 2-story house, it must have took them months, to build.
They were good at it though.
They were.
But yeah, we just go down to the lumber place and buy lumber. They made all that stuff back then.
Yeah,
The
they
nails,
do.
even the nails.
What do you call them?
If they use nails, a lot of times they just drill holes and then they would get
Pegging.
the pegs and then saw off the pegs and stuff.
Hello, Tammy Siegel. How you doing this afternoon? Well, something about a peg I did not know till I saw what was it, log builders, where they would tear down old log barns and build houses out of them. The holes in it would not line up. One would be just a little offset. That was to draw one end tight
Yeah.
like that. You know, there is no way on God's earth that a man has today has got as much testosterone as our forefathers did.
Oh no. I
Yeah,
mean, it's been almost bred out.
yeah,
I
it
hate to
really.
say it, but I, when your kids nowadays, nobody loses a game when they're at sports. Everybody gets a trophy. Yeah, hey, you guys won.
I hate
No,
that.
no, yes, you won. And I don't know. it
I'm old school.
they don't want to hurt the kids' feelings, but that's part of life. You get your feelings hurt
Exactly.
sometimes, and it's that reason it makes character on the kid, and they grow up and they try better the next time. Not like, oh
Yes.
well, we lost, but we still get pizza and a trophy. They just go out there and it's a play game. It doesn't mean anything.
Mine
They,
loses at washing the cars. But you're right. I don't know exactly how to put it into words, but everybody's then got soft hearted. You know,
mhm.
that may not be the exact words to use, but oh well.
Anything time something doesn't go their way, oh, let me tweet about it. Let me Facebook it.
Facebook it all you want, it ain't gonna change the fact of the matter.
Yeah.
So
And then it makes a big story, and then everybody else gathers and starts in on it. And
everybody has opinions on the same thing. Some is wrong, some might be right, but the only right opinion is if it's a child, it's the father trying to discipline their youngin, you know.
yeah, I wish I could play a song. It's just a verse of a song, but it's just how the country's headed.
You sure it's not a movie?
Well, I've got it on a video, but yeah, it's um he gets his videos taken down all the time.
Mm. Yeah.
But he has certain steps. What they do is they turn people against each other, and
Oh,
they turn races against each other, and then they take religion away, and yeah,
that ain't, I mean, well, we all know that ain't right, but
yeah,
it happens.
yeah. I mean, this bit is like 35 seconds long, and it's like it sums up what we're going through.
35 seconds. I'm wondering if I'd get copyright for 35 seconds. Wait a minute. No, I'm not. I'm still on the low ball. I sent out a couple of requests, but evidently they're not coming up today.
Yeah, I tried to get a hold of Bubba News and didn't get a reply back. I haven't seen him post anything for a while, so hopefully he's doing good.
You know, come think about it, I've not seen him in a while either.
Yeah.
I wonder if he got a strike or if he got taken down.
Well, he would have answered my email. I think he's just away from computer or whatever. Hey,
Hello,
Saturday.
Nick.
Beat you to it that time.
But I don't know. We can sit here and we can talk all day long, and what we talk about, everybody's heard before. You know, politics. Hell, it's the same shit over and over and over again. You know, it may be a different person saying the same thing. And
Yeah,
I'm
I
pretty,
got a lot of dislikes. Didn't get any too many. I always get those ones, but on the video that I made of all the boats over south of California, and yeah, got a lot of dislikes on that video for some reason. And I told people I don't know why they're there. I'm not saying they're going to invade us or anything like that. It's just I've just found it really odd that
they're there.
that one little spot is over 300 and some boats.
You do know that they're going into war games here.
Yeah, but those were fishing boats. Those were not military
Well,
type.
I know where you're coming from, but in my sense, if we're going into a war game, in order to win, you got to do the unexpected,
Well,
and
they technically it's against the war rules or whatever it's called, Geneva thing or whatever.
Geneva Convention.
You're not supposed to use, like for the Navy, you're not supposed to use fishing boats or container ships or oil.
Really?
Yeah, but China's already been doing it. They have it to where, because I was going to do a story about it, but it's I don't want to do that kind of stuff. I try to stay away from that stuff because there's enough people. World War III. We've been there's some people that have a lot of videos that next week we're World War III or nuclear explosions and we're gonna get nuked and this and that.
Yeah.
We're still here. There's still
Hello,
not World War
Life.
III. And yeah, I don't want to do those kind of videos.
Well,
But
see, there's people out there who's wanting to do the news right, and let's say YouTube is pulling them down, and then you got people out there who's blowing everything out of proportion.
yeah,
But YouTube leaves them up.
breaking news, and then it's not breaking news. It's something that somebody put out 2 weeks ago or 6 months ago.
Exactly.
And or it's just nothing. It's just that clickbait. And I use a little bit of clickbait. I use caps and different things, but I try to stay away from the where the clickbait and then you get there and there's nothing there. It's like, because eventually you'll lose those people because they'll see it again and say, it's nothing. It's another one of those gimmicks.
Yeah, get you to like them and everything so they can
Yeah.
get ratings. It no,
Now, if there's something very important like that, like you don't see anybody, or when somebody does have breaking news, then everybody's kind of worry about, oh, is it actually news, or is it just one of those stories, and then they'll just pass it over, and then they miss out on actual breaking news. You know what I mean? So you're in that predicament that you don't, if a majority of YouTubers are using that breaking news for nothing other than just to get people to watch that 5 minutes of video.
Well, right here's an example. Breaking news. Sprite will no longer be sold in green bottles. Or you got another one, truck carrying chemical tanks burning on the interstate. You know, I mean, that AOC goes full clown.
Oh, this is something that I when you said that, it I remember something. Now, I don't know how true this is, but she may be running.
Oh, hell no.
There's talks of her running.
Come think about it. I heard something of that about a week ago.
Yeah, and I haven't seen too much more of it, but somebody did a thing of her versus
Tammy, you
Trump.
stay a little while longer.
I heard, or I seen this thing where it was Trump versus her, and at first she was doing pretty good. You know, California, Nevada, Colorado, a few other states.
Of
The
course,
states.
states.
And then she started getting the East Coast, New York, and all those up there. And then Trump came in and go blew it out of the water. Now that's, unfortunately, that doesn't count the trickery that's going to go on.
Oh, you know it.
Could you
I'm looking at
her as our next president?
No. Well, I never thought who's in there now would be, but guess what? You know.
Well, I'm saying if she goes up against Trump and wins against Trump,
man, I don't even want to think about what will happen. Not what could, but it's what will happen. God Almighty, I can't fathom that thought. Not really.
Yeah, I know.
The Civil War would be a joke compared to what's fixing to come.
Yeah, there was a poll, if people thought there was going to be a civil war, and it was like 64% yes, and so people out there think it's going to happen.
Yeah, you're right. I thought it was going to happen for a long time. And then I started hearing a few people talk. There may be a war coming, but I don't think this next one amongst ourselves is going to be the North and the South or the East and the West. I think it's going to be blue against red, or like that. That's what I'm thinking. And it makes a lot of sense if you sit down and you start adding everything up.
I don't think it's going to be a civil war. I think it's going to be an overthrow,
Yeah,
taking
rich.
taking over the government. And I probably shouldn't have said that.
Well, you look at it like we was talking about in the back room, another country. That's what they're in the process of doing now because they are taking their land and doing what they want to with it, running all the farmers off. That's
Yeah,
in another country.
yeah,
And they are bucking up to the system. I mean, that's bad when you're being shot at with real bullets, not no damn rubber bullets or nothing like that. You
yeah,
know, them people have done went and got hardcore. They know what could happen.
yeah. They're with their manure spreader things.
Manure guns.
Yeah,
Hello, sissy mate.
yeah. I seen a video of that, and I was like, "Oh, cool. That's awesome." And
Like I said,
then I heard, bop, 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 and then
yeah,
the tractor going off, and then it started going down the road, and then it went off into a bunch of parked cars. So you know what happened to the driver.
yeah. But like I said, we need at least 5 or 6 of them uh, operating somewhere. I'm not going to say
Yeah,
where, but
I'd hate to
y'all
do
know.
that though. I mean, to the people in there,
Oh,
yeah.
I'd be the first one to pull the trigger.
I mean, I wouldn't want to do it, deface um, monuments and our buildings down in Washington and stuff like that. That I don't like. I don't like that. But the people, you spray it all over them. That's one thing
Well,
I
look at
didn't
it
I
like this. Park in
disliked
front of
about
the doors.
this whole movement with taking statues down and stuff. The statue was up there for a reason, and teach people about it. Just don't take it down and just hide it. We have history. Teach
Exactly.
our kids the history so they know better not to repeat it. And put it. I mean, we have all these buildings and old buildings around and stuff that are just going to waste. Um, put all the statues and monuments and stuff in these places. Well, not the big ones that are out. You know what I mean. Uh, and then have plaques and
Yeah.
have somebody there saying, "Well, this person he owned slaves," but back then that's all they knew, and we got better, and we got out of that to where we didn't have slaves anymore.
Oh, hell, George Washington had slaves. And
Yeah,
I'll bet you half the people don't know that there was more black slave owners than there were white slave owners. But you don't hear about that.
well, another thing is they were not the only slaves. There's been a
No.
lot of white people. There've been Chinese or Oriental or what, Asian. There you go, Asian slaves, and all races have been slaves. Look back when
Chinese.
Jesus and was walking around. Look at all the slaves there, and Egypt
Yeah.
and all that.
Sniffer
There's
in the
been
house.
slaves all over time.
Hello, sir. I mean, you have white
Right now,
slaves.
there's slaves. I'm not going to say what they are, but people should know by now that there's other slaves out there right now that they don't have a choice.
Well, if they would go to school and they would learn their history,
Yeah,
I don't think
instead of
half
hiding it.
of the shit today would be here, you know. But I will admit one thing. When I was coming up in school, wait a minute, I'm trying to think here.
I loved history when I went to school. That was my favorite subject was history.
I tried. I mean, Columbus, he discovered America, yeah, but not the way people think that he
Yeah.
discovered America, you know.
And then it was Magellan was before him, but
Yeah.
there was somebody another group before them. It was Vikings.
It was said a few years ago before we had the Ice Age, or maybe been during the Ice Age, that people from the East had moved down here. And that's what we call the Indians now, were
Oh
the
yeah.
people from them. And they're just now starting to find proof of that,
Yeah.
you know. So, due to history, I mean, think about it. They walked down, they walked from one side of this earth to the other side,
Yeah.
you know.
And
Bluegrass sweetheart,
sure, they don't
lady.
they don't even learn how to do cursive now.
Shit, they don't even write. What are you talking about? It's all punch type
Yeah.
space. That's it. And if you really want to mess up a generation, and I've seen it on Facebook and everywhere else, come back out with manual vehicles and put the direction in cursive writing.
They
That
don't
would disable
they don't even want to drive now. They don't even worry about getting their driver's license. Especially it's nowadays it's the guys over in the passenger side
them. Oh, shit. Oh,
because
did you
they
see?
don't go get their license. They don't want to drive. Um, my oldest daughter, which I don't care for her boyfriend, but my oldest daughter, he stays home and takes care of the kids, even though she comes home and does all the housework and stuff after she works all day. But I can't say anything about it. But anyway, he doesn't drive. He hasn't gotten. He's never had his driver's license. And I'm like, how is that? I mean, when I was that was a big thing when you were young, is getting a car and driving around and
Well, that was before we had all this technology too. I take for granted you had a learner's permit before you had your driver's license, correct?
no.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I went and just got my at 16 I got my license. It actually got my license in Boise, Idaho.
Huh.
My
I
where I got
know.
my first license was in Boise, Idaho.
When I was 15, that's when I got my permit. And at 16, from then till now, I've been wide open.
Yeah,
You know.
I drove well before that
Well, I did too.
without license.
I was driving.
Unfortunately, I didn't have the best. Will you shush up? Best dad.
Well,
Which there's a lot to deal with that, but he ended up becoming an alcoholic, so a lot of times I was driving him home.
well, now I was driving farm tractors at what, 7, 8 years old. I was driving farm trucks on the main road at what, 12, 13 on up. So yeah, cut through a cornfield every now and then. Save time.
Yeah.
Now, have you heard, these here smart trucks, the tractor trailers out in, I want to say it was California, somewhere in there, they've been wrecking,
Uh-uh.
catching. Yes,
Well,
they,
I don't think in California right now. There's not too many. Well, there
well,
is trucks running, but it's not privately owned trucks. I'll put it that way.
no. They're in the, they're still in the stage. I'll put it like that. But when they take them out, of course, when you are doing something for the first time, you got to have somebody in there, and that's what's going on. But they're on the main roads and they're wrecking. They're running into concrete barriers and catching on fire. Check into that. You'll see about that. I want to say where I seen it was out in California. Now, I may be wrong, but I know the rest of it I'm not.
Yeah, that's the one thing that really surprised me. And they say that's another reason our birth rate is down. They said because I thought, well, during the thing when we had lockdowns and everybody's home and stuff, I figured our birth rate was going to go way up because
Yeah,
everybody's home, but it didn't. It's plummeting.
they put the back seat of a car as a couch. It may go up again.
But that's another thing that surprised me, and because that's when you're young, that's you drive and you get your girlfriend and whatnot, and that was a major thing was going out to the movies and doing this. Now everybody stays home and
Yeah,
orders food, and it's I don't know. I think it's cool every once in a while to order a pizza or something, but could you imagine just sitting home having your groceries delivered and having your food? Oh, I'm hungry. What do you want? Oh, I want this, and you want that, and they get two different places, and it all comes to your door.
Adam and Eve. That's where the argument started. I don't know. What do you want to eat? Whatever you want. Well, let's try it. I don't like that.
Yeah,
I
now
don't,
it's just okay, and you get to eat where you want to eat, and I eat where I want to eat.
exactly. It got, well, I thought I had it covered. I kept asking the wife, I said, guess what we're going to have supper tonight? She would say what she want, and I say, all right, let's go. She'd say, I don't know what. Now I'm back in the same boat.
Yep, there you go, bluegrass. I used to when I lived in Phoenix, Arizona. There's a big mall, and there's a road that goes all the way around it, and it takes a good while to get around it, and that was the major thing. Everybody drove around that thing. It's a circle, but that was the
Mhm.
main thing. And then we'd pull over and we'd have the music blasting and
Yeah.
just sit out there and talk and whatever. And hardly ever got the
Harass.
police or anybody would bother us. I mean, certain time of night we had to go home and all that, but majority of the time, no trouble or anything. That was the thing back then.
I think our generation is the last generation that drove Main Street. You know, I mean, sure, we'd spend hours going from one end of Main Street to the other, At some towns, it would be 7, 8 blocks. Other towns, it would be 7, 8 miles. But,
Yeah.
and it would take all cotton picking night to go from one end to the other end and back.
Yeah.
I mean, but the teenagers knew who was, and so forth. Nowadays, them days are gone. The good days are gone.
Yeah. You try to explain to them what you did back then. Why would you just drive up down a road?
Yeah.
And even we in Phoenix, we drive up and down Central. That's a big road or a street. That was, but I always liked the mall because it was just a circle.
Well, now I think it's in California, Van Nuys Boulevard.
Yeah.
I have always wanted to drive that one time when I was younger. Now, in my old age, you couldn't get me close to it.
That's like Route 60.
Now I'm unfamiliar with Route 60, but
the road that goes all the way across, which they have some places that are.
You sure it ain't Route 66?
Oh yeah.
See?
But that'd be. They still have some of the restaurants and stuff from when it was Poplar and all that. Yeah.
Now that in my old age, I would love to do. Start at one end and finish in the other end.
Yeah.
And something else, my wife has heard me say for years, and she just finally blurted out. See, I want to go to Grand Canyon. That, I don't know, it's a dream for me just to go see.
Yeah.
And wife asked me, she said, "Why do you want to go see a big hole for? It ain't nothing there."
Yep. It's nice. I don't know how it is now or anything, but when I did the whole thing going down on donkeys and whatnot, that was kind of cool.
I don't know if I want to be sitting on a donkey going down the Grand Canyon. With my luck, I'd have one that wasn't sure-footed.
Well, they all were pretty much. Our tour guide was a nice lady. I'll put it that way.
Okay.
Well,
see, you get to the Grand Canyon, you find the right spot. You can go from the top to the bottom and go fishing down there.
Well, I don't know.
I
don't know how much water's left down there.
Really?
Yeah. Arizona's running out of water too.
Yeah, but I mean, just because, I thought that river covered quite a few states. It went into the border of North America to Mexico, Rio Grande.
Yeah, but it's not as much as it used to be. What are you doing? Oh, you want to go up there?
Bluegrass Sweetheart. Last time I went to a drive-in movie was about 11 or 12 years ago, but I checked into it the other day or the other week. They're still open. It would take us about 2 hours driving just to get there.
Go ahead. Gotta be quiet.
Come think about it, last time I went to the drive-in movie, that Chef Mouse had just come out. Ratatouille. that was the name of the mouse, Ratatouille or something like that. Man,
Yeah,
that's years ago.
it's been a while. Yeah, it's been a while since I went. We have one not too far from here, and uh, the second oldest one in the United States.
Really?
Yeah.
We when me and my wife we first started dating, I'm not going to say how or nothing like that, but I think Superman just come out. That'd give you an idea. We saw that movie 5 times and didn't pay for nothing. There was a gate back there in the back that had the spikes to come up. You know, if you was coming in the wrong
Oh
way.
yeah.
But what a lot of people didn't understand, if somebody was to go stand on them, they would
Stand
go
on it. Yep. When me and my wife got together, she's from Ohio. We went out to Arizona, and we didn't have any money at all. We actually stayed in the car for a couple weeks until I got a paycheck. But Arizona's hot, so we would because I had a job at nighttime, and we would go in a. Back then, you could go in to watch a movie for $1. So we'd go in and buy a ticket, and we'd stay in there 4 or 5 hours, 6 hours, just sitting and watching movies because it was a hell of a lot cooler in there than it was outside. Yeah, I remember our first place there. We had grapefruit and lemon trees in the backyard.
Well, you know, I think some of our best dating scenes was when me and the wife would just get in the car and we'd go sit, you know, like you talked about, like a 50s diner that they'd call it. Well, to us, it was common, okay? Or something like that. We just go up there and we sit there and we talk and we boil.
Oh wow, that's an old movie there.
What's that?
Copycat. One flew over the cuckoo's nest.
Yeah. I would damn. I don't think I was old enough to even think about driver's license.
You better be careful. Copycat's going to get you.
Sorry, copycat. I retract that statement. But I remember sitting at home watching that movie on TV when it come out. Oh, you talking about the 8 millimeters? Am I right? Life with Bobby.
All the reels.
Yeah. Now, 99% of the people today have no idea what you're talking about.
Well, even music used to be on those.
I got some of them out there in the building, but I don't have the player.
Well,
and if you find one, you're going to pay out the yin yang for them now.
yeah,
that works.
Yeah, I was going to say if it works.
Yeah. But I remember when my daddy got that, he would record old bluegrass and country on them.
Mm-hmm.
And he told me not to mess with it. Well, when you tell a kid not to do something, what's the first thing they're going to do?
Oh, yeah.
Well, I recorded a few songs over his songs, and I got my ass tore up.
Yeah, my dad had some not Hank Williams Seniors
Yeah.
live stuff on one of those. I don't know what ever happened of it, but he said that, and this was after he had passed. And I said that, man, I'd like to have that now. That'd probably be worth the bundle of money.
One thing I would love to lay my hands on, and a very few people will know what I'm talking about, are the old 45 record players that used to mount in cars. You want to talk about a small mint. And I mean, you put 45 records in there and they would literally play, but the car couldn't be going down the road. It'd have to be parked.
Oh, don't.
Yeah, yeah. And that, to my knowledge, that was the first things that come out like that for the vehicles. And then I want to say, I may be wrong, the 8-track tape players,
Mm-hmm.
then the cassettes, and so on and so on. I wish I had
CDs and then MP3s and then
iPods and
digital satellite now.
Yeah.
Well, now it's cell phones.
I wish I had one of the 8-track tape players I used to have hooked up in cars.
Yeah.
So, but Splicer.
Yeah, I remember some of the best dates me and my wife went out on. It was just going getting a bucket of chicken or something, sitting by a lake somewhere, and just talking. We didn't have to go out and do the $200-300 fancy meal or anything at a restaurant.
No,
it was just nowadays. Do they even go on dates nowadays?
That's
I don't even see that.
For me to answer. I
don't even see that anymore.
I don't either. Now that you mentioned something,
date nights and stuff like that. I don't even. I know everybody here probably still does date nights and things like that, but I don't know if the younger generation goes out on dates or anything anymore. They just or swipe whichever way it is, and then.
A teenager's life's got to be boring as hell now.
Yeah, they don't do anything but.
Yeah, exactly. I would love for a teenager to come up on here and tell me what they do if they go on dates or whatever.
Yeah.
Bucket of chicken back then, that was worth going out and buying. I mean, KFC was KFC.
Oh yeah, KFC.
Fried chicken.
It's all done in a computerized oven thing now.
Last time I went and bought a bucket of KFC is when my mother was still living. She was craving some. And I mean, I went, hey, Miss 10, how you doing? But I went and got her a bucket, all the fixings and everything. The fixings wasn't bad. I took a bite of that chicken. The rest of it wasn't trash.
Oh, yeah.
That was the sorriest chicken I've ever eaten.
It's because they don't do nothing with it. They just dip it in the batter and then they stick it in a weird fryer thing.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to make chicken it needs to be soaked in buttermilk, and you season it, and then you do the batter and all that, or not the batter, but dredge it or whatever they call it. And
damn, for a Yankee, you do know how to cook.
You fry it. It's not in a machine, and that's weird. If you see this thing. Watch a video how they make chicken now. Or
I mean, hell, I would I would even say throw it in the deep fryer after you batter it. You know, at
Yeah,
least it's a lot better than throw it in a conventional oven and trying to do it. What they
yeah.
do. Uh, Wait a minute. Let me back this up. Sandra Moody. I remember me and my husband cooking hot dogs on a fire down by the creek.
Hmm.
You know, oh Lord have mercy. Yeah, you go to, let's say, like the community pond, where you can go boating or fishing, and the kids go swimming. At the end of the day, all the kids come out, you had hot dogs, hamburgers, or whatever. Hell, them
Hmm.
days was good.
Yeah, and you remember those times.
The main reason you remember them times is because you're with your parents. That's because you spend a little bit of quality time with your parents,
Yeah.
you know, and our cousins. And hell, cousins back then, they were your best friends. They were the first
Mhm.
people you run around with, you know. I know more about my cousins than, well, I can't say that, than most people does about the rest of their family. Shit, me and my cousin, hell, we'd get in fist fights, you know, and after it was over with, we'd be playing. We'd get our ass beat because we were fighting, but
Copycat, is that thing with two little glass ball things, and you had to go.
yes, it is.
Oh, yeah, I've seen people do that really fast, and then they shatter and
Uh huh.
pieces go everywhere.
I was in the fifth grade when they first come out, clackers. And who was it? Kmart at that time was selling. Daddy
Yeah,
wouldn't buy me one.
remember Kmart? You don't see those anymore, do you? There's still,
No,
I think there's 4 left.
really?
I Let me see real quick.
Now, I have heard they are opening back up Toys R Us. But I'd
Um,
at Kmart, I'd go get some, and I'd walk around with Daddy clicking them things. And Daddy got so aggravated with me, he took it away and slung it across the floor.
yeah, there's 9. Uh, one's in Miami, Florida. Well, this one's in Guam, so I don't.
I don't consider that one.
Yeah, New Jersey, Westwood, New Jersey, Bremerton, New York, and there's another one in Puerto Rico. Another one in Virginia. So I was
Wait a
one,
minute.
2, 3.
You started to say Virginia. Whereabouts?
No, Virgin Islands.
Oh,
Um, well, they got a bunch of them over there.
okay, TH2. Yeah, Warworth, Zayers,
Yeah.
Five and Dime, Popes.
Well, they still have 5 and dime. Well, it's 5 and 1, I think it's called, or something like that.
I
It's
thought
more expensive. It's $1 and then five up to $5, something like that.
I thought it was called the Buck 25 store.
No, that's Dollar Tree now.
Wait a minute, Bobby, you barely remember Warworth? They had the best cafe in there.
Hmm.
So did Roses when they first opened up. They had good restaurants sitting inside. Red Owl grocery stores.
Oh
Okay,
wow, I haven't heard that.
I've never heard of it. Everybody, y'all ought to come up with a store that y'all remember when y'all was a kid. Just post it in chat. Warworth, Red Owl, 5 and below, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm going to honestly say, I doubt I'm going to have heard of half of them that's going to come up.
Oh,
Big Bear,
Big
yeah,
Bear.
I remember
They
that.
don't. That's Big Bear. I think Grand Union bought them out. I don't even know if Grand Union's still a thing. I
Well,
think
now,
so. Up New York area.
now we had a Big Bear here in the city I grew up in. When you first walk in, they had barrels of rifles out there that they were selling for what, $5?
Huh.
And damn, carbines. That's what they were selling for $5.
Oh,
Man, I wish my daddy bought about 20 or 30 of them.
yeah.
Bonanza. No, we talking about stores, not the TV shows. Yeah, I remember that. I don't remember the okay. Ponderosa was the name of the farm they had. Dixie Pottery. Yep.
A&P.
Oh, hell yeah. Kroger.
Well, they still have Kroger's.
No, we don't. How about
Oh, Montgomery Ward. You don't see that in malls. Malls is getting to be a thing of the past.
I got a 12 gauge shotgun from Sears and Roebuck. Now, when's the last time you heard them names put together? Bluegrass, we got one of them here. Yes, they did. Fountain drinks. IGA, we got them. Sears. Yeah. I'm glad Sears went out of business because every time I went in there, I'd have to argue with somebody. They thought that they were butter.
Oh, remember? Well, this is not that old, but Payless Shoe Store.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
another one.
Or the shoe show.
Old Navy.
Saw a Montgomery Ward commercial not long ago. Damn. How old was your TV? J.C. Penney's. We got one
Radio
here.
Shack. Remember Radio Shack?
They're coming back. Radio Shack's coming back.
Well, they still
are
have them, but not as much as they used to.
Right. I miss Radio Shack. K&B Toys.
Yeah, that's another one.
Yeah. Matter of fact, I think that's when we bought our youngins Christmas at, was at K&B Toys. Oh, Man's Discount Warehouse. Anything with discount on it, I'm stopping. Blockbusters, really? Now, did you have the card for them?
Yeah. Yeah. Toys R Us, that was a big thing.
Zellers. Now, I'm not familiar with Zellers. Was that like a
Western Auto.
jewelry store? Oh God.
Heels, another one.
Heels.
Yeah, I think that was another mall type store.
Rather, 1960 said you can go online and still buy from Montgomery Ward.
Oh, really? Huh.
Montgomery Ward had some damn good clothes back in the day. I mean, you bought something from them. They wasn't like running to Walmart nowadays buying clothes.
Oh, what is that? Julius Caesars or whatever it was in the malls where you get them orange thing. was it orange juice with ice in it and stuff.
Oh,
Good. Um,
yeah. I
and
know what.
the pretzel places, they sold them hot pretzels.
Yeah, I remember them. You know what? We are getting damn old because we remember a whole lot of this shit. Old Country Buffet. Yes, sir. Ma'am. Excuse me.
Sam Goody. That was a music place. Get CDs. Well, yeah, CDs and stuff that they don't sell anymore.
No. Orange Julius.
Yeah.
Julius. Devil for the trademark. That I do not recall seeing.
Huh.
Silent Walk. I remember hearsay and seen some books where you could buy a house from Sears. You go in there, you purchase it, and they'll come and build it for you. That is a crying shame. Mark Caesar said all the mom and pop stores are gone.
Yeah, not
That's
many of them are.
because, you know, places
Walmart.
like, you know, yeah, exactly. I mean, they may, and I use that may being good when they come out, but now the reality is they ruined our nation. They really did. Because everything they sell now is from overseas.
Oh yeah. What's
You
what?
can't very, very seldom.
Even the canned food.
I would love to see people get up. I would love to see people getting up here and say, look, my garment was made in the USA, not assembled, but made.
Yeah.
It could have been assembled in any country.
Well, you guys are really wanting to be in the camera today night.
I said, all right, let them be like that. Yeah, kitty, kitty. I know it don't work.
No.
You got some weird cats.
Well, I trained them to not be called by kitty, kitty, kitty.
Ain't no problem
Now
with
you
that.
call them like a dog, they'll come.
You don't want me to do that.
No,
You know?
they all be up here.
So, but I mean,
No.
TJ Cats, how you doing? He just wants to be close to you.
Go climb the green
That's what
screen.
he did. Hey, get that. Oh, hey, you took your monkey down.
Yeah. He's gonna try to get them chickens. Just cats, and I got two rabbits.
2 rabbits.
Yeah.
Your cats ain't trying to.
Oh, the rabbits are outside. You don't have
Okay.
rabbits inside. Yeah. Have little poop pellets all over the place. Had them in the house.
I've got another request, and it's going to be for next Thursday. I want someone to, or all of you, to post something in chat of a depression plate that they used to cook. Back
Well, Jeff,
what? Look, I know you've done something, but how many people on here?
no. You remember when the depression was now, don't you?
No, that was a little bit before my time.
Exactly. You're telling people to what they used to cook back then.
No, I said a recipe
You
of
said
what was.
what you used to cook back then.
Okay, okay. I apologize. But get up with your parents or your grandparents, and talk to them and find out what they used to eat back in the Depression. Like, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if do you know if
Hello, Chris Cat.
Bigfoot's going on?
No, I cannot.
Yeah, he is.
Is he?
Yeah. That's what I was looking for, so I can post his link so we can get people to go over there.
What time's he going on tonight? 8?
Yeah.
Okay. Made cactus jelly, copycat. A lady that, let me highlight that. A lady that she met that lived in the Depression made cactus jelly. I never heard of it. Bet you it was rough to swallow.
Yeah, because we're already past our hour there.
Are we?
Yeah, that was fast.
Yeah, it was. It was.
Yeah, make sure everybody goes over and Bigfoot. So dig deep industry. I keep saying Bigfoot, but yeah,
It's kind of hard to.
yeah, you get a habit of saying Bigfoot all the time.
Yeah, you do. And he is at 8:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and end it here. And next Tuesday at 7:00, we'll be at Bushcraft Family.
Yeah.
Bread and I've seen Daddy do that. Now TH2, that's my line. Thank you. All right. Bear Truth out.